A new poll by Find Out Now has revealed that most of the public is supporting the king in this ongoing family feud, after Harry's bombshell BBC interview. It follows the Court of Appeal's decision to not overturn the ruling on his security in the UK.
The hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
The long-standing precedent, and there's good reason for it. Basically, the HRH is only given to working royals and senior members of the royal family.
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
Oh my God, I can't even. These two, Meghan and Harry, are the worst.
Now, Meghan, just last week, she did her first long-form sit-down podcast interview. She showed a basket that she had sent to the host of the podcast as a thank you for allowing her to come on. And here you can kind of zoom in here and it says, with the compliments of Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex.
It's my pleasure. It's a big news. Prince Harry sits in a Lakers arena getting booed by thousands of Americans. The man who once charmed the world now gets heckled like a villain. His wife, Meghan, clutches his arm, her fake smile cracking under the pressure. This isn't just embarrassment. This is the moment two former royals discovered America doesn't want them either. The crowd's message was crystal clear. You're not welcome here. Before we dive into how things started unraveling, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're into deep dives like this. We break down the biggest stories in entertainment without the fluff. Just facts, receipts, and a bit of chaos. And trust me, you're gonna want to see how this one ends. At the 2025 Lakers game in Los Angeles, what should have been a normal celebrity appearance turned into a public execution. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle walked into Crypto.com arena expecting the usual royal treatment. Instead, they got a reality check that shook them to their core. The moment their faces hit the jumbotron, the arena erupted in boos so loud they drowned out the game itself. Chants of traitors and go back to the UK echoed from every section.
There are growing calls to strip Harry and Meghan of their royal titles. The New York Post is reporting that locals in the UK say enough is enough, especially after Prince Harry's disastrous BBC interview, which aired hours after he lost his appeal for taxpayer-funded UK.
I just can't stand her. I just think she's such a phony.
Harry's digging an even bigger hole for himself here.
Well, I think he's dug so deep now, he'll strike water any day now.
One fan screamed, "Where's your crown now?" drawing both laughter and applause from surrounding seats. This wasn't just a bad night. It was a complete rejection by the country they thought would save them. The cameras caught everything. Harry's jaw clenched tight as his eyes darted around looking for any friendly face that wasn't there. His usually confident posture crumbled into something that looked desperate and small. Meghan's trademark smile flickered on and off like a broken light bulb. She gripped Harry's arm so hard her knuckles went white, her body screaming panic while she tried to play it cool. Every second was broadcast live, showing the world exactly what happens when fake royalty meets real consequences. The crowd wasn't just booing two celebrities. They were rejecting 5 years of lies, manipulation, and constant victim playing. Here's what made it even more humiliating.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff. But it would be nice to reconcile. If they don't want that, that's entirely up to them.
We immediately went into the trenches together.
Yeah.
But she said she was in the trenches. She alludes to being in the trenches when she was in the British royal family. Girl, you lived in a castle. Like, you got a princess title. People were falling at your feet. People would run your bathwater for you. I mean, I could list the perks. I could list them forever. The trenches,
She slaughtered this weekend because there were some business cards in the back of one of her podcasts. She's still using her royal title, HRH, despite our late queen warning her again.
It's not a financial thing. Working royals do not profit. They do not use their names to make money. It's an honor to have an HRH.
Absolutely.
So the fact that she's continued to use this HRH when they've been instructed not to, I think is absolutely infuriating in Buckingham Palace. It was agreed with Queen Elizabeth that they will not use the HRH title. That is a long-standing precedent, and there's good reason for it. Basically, the HRH is only given to working royals and senior members of the royal family.
Sources revealed the couple showed up without proper invitations or VIP credentials. They simply assumed their star power would get them in and get them respect. But in 2025, Hollywood, being a runaway royal, doesn't carry the same weight it once did. The whispers in the luxury boxes were brutal. What are they even doing here? One producer was heard asking. Did they think this was a red carpet event? Another replied. Their presence didn't add glamour to the event. It added tension, awkwardness, and the kind of secondhand embarrassment that makes people look away. The celebrity cold shoulder was perhaps the most devastating part of the night. A-list stars sitting courtside made zero effort to acknowledge them. No waves, no selfies, not even basic politeness. They were treated like radioactive material that nobody wanted to touch.
The Delulu is on another level. Sometimes I envy it.
Lady who's very popular for being awful.
Prince William, he's reportedly furious after it emerged that Meghan Markle is still using her HRH title, despite agreeing to drop the title when the Sussexes left royal duties.
I think Meghan Markle has been very brazen recently with the use of the HRH.
Brat, to be honest, and very, very entitled.
Harry and Meghan, they have an issue when it comes to their memory and when it comes to the truth. She is relentless, she is shameless, and she is exhausting. You are not a successful female entrepreneur.
You're in America now, and we don't give a shit about you. You're not our fucking prince. You'll never be king. We hate your wife. Stay at home in your $29 million mansion, all right?
We'll see King Charles do this because he's not confrontational. I don't think that he likes the fact that he's been accused of racism towards his grandchildren in Omid Scobie's book. So I think he's going to continue to tiptoe.
But of course, the real measure of success of both of them will be the same as it always has been. How much damage can they inflict on our royal family, on our monarchy? I said it before, I'll say it again tonight. King Charles just stripped them of all their remaining titles and cast them out from any connection to the royal family. How could any of them trust them as far as I could throw them? Because without it, they're just whining millennial windbags with a permanent victim complex, knowing that victimhood is what makes them all the money.
Hollywood's elite had clearly gotten the memo. Association with Harry and Meghan is now considered career suicide. Even former allies have gone completely silent. Oprah hasn't had them back since their explosive interview. Beyoncé's support has mysteriously cooled. Tyler Perry, who once provided them housing, has vanished from their circle entirely. This public humiliation didn't happen overnight. It's been building since 2020 when they first abandoned their royal duties, claiming they wanted privacy and peace. But their exit was anything but graceful. Instead of quietly disappearing, they launched a scorched earth campaign against the royal family. They accused the monarchy of racism, neglect, and toxic behavior while the Queen was still alive. To millions of royal supporters, Harry had stabbed his own family in the back while Meghan was cast as the mastermind behind it all, the Hollywood actress who stole the prince and burned down the palace on her way out. The biggest lie they've been selling is the privacy narrative. After spending years complaining about media intrusion, they immediately signed massive deals with Netflix and Spotify.
A new poll by Find Out Now has revealed that most of the public is supporting the king in this ongoing family feud, after Harry's bombshell BBC interview. It follows the Court of Appeal's decision to not overturn the ruling on his security in the UK.
But here's the real gut punch. People in Sussex, his own...
When the stakes are this high, doesn't it make more sense to hear our story from us?
Oh, shut up. What do you mean the stakes are this high? Who do you think you are? Other than a latte-munching imbecile living in luxury in California while the rest of the world's a cost of living crisis, moaning and whining about an institution which gave you the titles on which you now trade millions of dollars. What are you talking about? Stakes?
Is stepping in with a clear message: if you want the fame and the money, then drop the crown.
Now, a staggering 2/3 of Brits are calling for Harry and Meghan to be stripped of their HRH titles.
The hypocrisy is beyond anything I've ever seen.
He's a duplicitous, self-centered, vile, disloyal hypocrite.
With King Charles on his way out, Prince William is expected to take over the crown. And apparently at the top of his list is to say, "Peace out, Meghan, you're done." and he plans to formally strip Meghan Markle of her royal title.
It's not a financial thing. Working royals do not profit. They do not use their names to make money. It's an honor to have an HRH.
Absolutely.
So the fact that she's continued to use this HRH when they've been instructed not to, I think is absolutely infuriating in Buckingham Palace. It was agreed with Queen Elizabeth that they will not use the HRH title. That is...
Their Oprah interview is basically a public execution of the royal family. Then came their 6-part Netflix series that painted the monarchy as villains. Harry's memoir Spare dropped bombshell after bombshell about private family moments, drug use, and deeply personal secrets. If you want to be left alone, why are you everywhere? If you want privacy, why are you monetizing every piece of trauma? The public saw through the contradiction and felt completely manipulated. What's worse is how they've built their entire brand on being victims. Every public appearance, every interview, every project centers on how badly they've been treated. From palace racism claims to Meghan's mental health struggles, they've turned suffering into a business model. Critics argue they've commodified their pain using emotional manipulation to sell content and maintain relevance. Harry threw everyone under the bus in his book, his father, his brother, even Queen Elizabeth indirectly. Meanwhile, Meghan crafted herself as the wrong duchess, fighting impossible odds. People began feeling emotionally exhausted by their constant need for sympathy and validation. Their Hollywood dreams are crashing harder than anyone expected.
One thing becomes clear: there's no turning back.
But Kinsey, you recently interviewed a friend of the royal family, Hugo Vickers, who revealed the late Queen was so fearful of Harry and Meghan that she wouldn't want to be alone with them. Let's just take...
There is no trust when it comes to Prince Harry, and the picture he tries to paint with Queen Elizabeth, even saying during that BBC interview that the Queen wanted him to have this level of security, we're finding out the truth, and it's that she bothered by them.
Major breaking news out of London. Buckingham Palace announcing Harry and Meghan will no longer formally represent the Queen. That means they will no longer receive public funds and they will stop using their royal titles. Those changes will take effect this spring. So, Katie Nicholl is now...
Story, as you can imagine over here, it really has, well, the phone hasn't stopped ringing, put it that way.
And in terms of your initial reaction to this latest news, that in fact it feels like it's a full removal in the sense of not just senior royal duties, but
a progressive new role within the royal family. While the royal family does modernize, I mean, the Queen sends tweets, it is an age-old institution, and I think that idea of tradition and everything we expect of the monarchy doesn't quite sit well with that idea of
what the monarchy means for the monarchy.
Well, people are talking about it being a constitutional crisis, and I'm not sure it is a constitutional crisis. I mean, through circumstance and the Cambridges having 3 children, Harry slipped down from being the spare to the heir to the 6th in...
Let's be real. Harry's reputation in the UK is collapsing fast. The latest polling shows 62% of people want his title stripped. Among older voters and conservatives, that number jumps past 70%. Even Labour supporters, who are usually more sympathetic, say he's finally crossed the line. This isn't just tabloid fatigue or royal drama burnout, it's a nationwide rejection. Across the political spectrum, the message is the same: the title no longer fits the man. And for Harry, that shift is more damaging than any headline.
The Spotify deal collapsed amid reports they were difficult and unproductive. Meghan's podcast failed to generate expected numbers. Her Netflix cooking show was labeled superficial and performative. More vanity project than genuine content. By 2024, the red carpet invites had dried up. No Emmys, no Oscars, no Golden Globes. Even the Met Gala never extended them an invitation. Industry insiders now view them as high maintenance, high-risk talent that brings more drama than profit. The fear among executives is that any private conversation could end up in their next tell-all project. The Lakers incident represents something much bigger than 2 celebrities getting booed. It's the moment America officially joined Britain in rejecting them completely. The booing wasn't random anger, it was years of frustration finally exploding. People are exhausted by the drama, the contradictions, the never-ending headlines about their suffering. They wanted to be independent royals living freely in California, but freedom without accountability comes at a steep price. The crowd wasn't just heckling a prince and his wife, they were saying enough to a narrative they no longer believed. Enough to a couple who seemed to thrive on chaos while claiming they wanted peace. The world has moved on. But Harry and Meghan are still standing under a spotlight that's turned harsh, unforgiving, and blindingly real.